You're missing one of YouTube's biggest opportunities right now to build your income, impact, and influence no matter what size creator you are. But this especially works for the smaller creators where you can actually make more money with a smaller audience. I'm not talking about some minor feature or setting or something like that. And 99% of people don't even know that this exists. So act on this right now because I don't know how long it's going to last. Look, the opportunity on YouTube is not views. Views is actually the simple part now that downright gets easy if you're only focusing on getting the right views. But the opportunity is what those views can create. And it's only going to take me about 5 minutes to break this down. So if you don't have about 5 minutes to spare, then you'll probably just keep on trying to do the wrong things the right way instead of only focusing on and doubling down on the right things that'll have you making some life-changing income online. That YouTube even has a dedicated team of individuals that are paid and incentivized to make sure that this works for you. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, I get it. Feel free to click off of this video and go watch some cat video or something. And why are those cats so scared of cucumbers? But 99% of people don't even know that this exists. So you just knowing this information sets you apart. And I'm being serious when I say that YouTube has a dedicated team to finding you. Look it up, Google it. I ain't making this up. This ain't no theory. This is 100% fact. So YouTube has a team whose sole job is to find small creators and push them out to large audiences. Why? Because it helps YouTube business-wise. So if we think of how YouTube makes money, YouTube only makes money from ads, right? They show videos to people, advertisers pay to get in front of those videos. So if a small creator is getting more views, then YouTube has more real estate online to where advertisers can pay them to put ads on, right? So what I'm breaking down with you in this video, it works for anybody with any size channel, but this is really being worked, and it really does work for the smaller channels with the smaller audiences. And this is how you can actually make more than some of the large channels with the smaller audience. A lot of times it's actually the micro niche channels that are making more money than the smaller audiences. So YouTube has this team that's dedicated to find small channels and push them to massive audiences. Now, this is what's going to separate us. We don't necessarily want to get in front of the massive audience because that's how content creators think. But if you're a contentpreneur, the real way to monetize to whereas you don't have to try to go viral is by having a digital product that solves some type of particular problem for the people that are watching your videos with that problem. You can offer them that solution, right? So the content creators that know about this are crossing their fingers and hoping to get pushed out to a wide audience. But if you understand how to work this, then you can make it work for you by consistently getting in front of the right audience that you can actually help with the problem that they have, to whereas you can monetize on the back end with one of your offers. So how this works and how YouTube is doing this is that they want to make more good creators. So they're finding and promoting new creators that bring them more high quality content to YouTube. When I say high quality, I'm not talking about super duper professional looking videos with all these quality edits and whatnot. Quality means something that somebody else wants to watch. That's it, all right? So YouTube's also doing this because that means more content uploaded, which, like I broke down, that's how YouTube actually makes money. So the creators that get in on this, they're likely going to keep on making money because they're going to be getting the metrics that they want back, which it feels good for everybody to get more views than they were previously getting, which in turn gives YouTube what they want by bringing more people to the platform and by having more space, more real estate available to where they can put ads on, but we're not worried about that. We're going to make our money on the back end. YouTube's also doing this, just like I said, it gives longer watch time to the platform, and it just makes a better YouTube platform overall. But YouTube has every single incentive to make your channel successful. That's why next time that you're scrolling on YouTube, or even today on your YouTube session, or open up another tab, next time you're on your home screen on YouTube, you'll see that there's smaller creators that you've never heard of that are getting the same amount of opportunity as somebody that has hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers. That thumbnail is going to be right there. Most of the time, those smaller creators, they don't know how to properly package a video. They don't know how to make a good title and thumbnail in order to earn that click, that you just go and you click on something else. But YouTube is giving those same two individuals the same exact opportunity. YouTube is giving 100% of creators impressions, and this is what it's all about. Because an impression is simply just an eyeball, not a view, but an eyeball. So I haven't had anybody tell me no to this question before. It's impossible for it not to work because this is how YouTube is set up. Any and every time anybody uploads a video to YouTube, it is going to get impressions. YouTube is going to work nonstop every hour on the hour, 24 hours a day, showing that video to people, trying to get somebody to watch it. It's on us to make packaging that is enticing to earn the click, right? So YouTube is incentivized to make your channel successful because that's how YouTube makes money. But how we get discovered, we want to focus on solving a specific problem. We want to make quality videos, which is quality in the content, quality in the value of the content, quality in the information of the content, not production value. That's what a lot of people think that they need to do. But if you have a great looking video that doesn't tell anybody anything or doesn't help anybody with anything or doesn't teach anybody something, then it's a bad video, right? And then we want to keep our viewers watching. This is what is actually growing channels. It's watch time and it's watch session. It's not views. So YouTube is rewarding people who keep people on the platform and that garner up watch time and that have long viewer sessions, which I'm going to give you a strategy on how we can break that down. And then what we want to do is also drive engagement. What a lot of content creators are thinking is that it's likes and comments. That's not it. The real engagement that is really driving metrics with this is shares, right? Think about this. YouTube wants to keep people on the platform. And then, of course, we'll get this working for us by uploading consistently. What I'm going to break down in this video, I highly suggest that you upload at least 1 to 2 times per week. Not for the YouTube algorithm, but for you. So you can constantly get better, so you can work on your communication skills, and so you can get in your reps, because repetition is the father of all learning, right? And in any relationship, right, if we are looking to build our income and impact and influence through using YouTube as an engine to drive traffic to our offers, to our digital products, to our courses, to our ebooks, to our communities and whatnot. Well, if you think about any relationship, whether it be friendship, romantically, family or whatnot, you wouldn't want a relationship with somebody that doesn't show up for you consistently. So we're going to post consistently at least 1 to 2 times per week, 1 time bare minimum, so we can get better, but so somebody can come to know, like, and trust us because they're seeing that we show up for them consistently. And we're in the trust economy right now, and people buy things from people that they know, like, and trust, all right? So how this is gonna work, YouTube finds your video, they show it to a small audience. If they're getting positive signals from that audience, which is going to be the first positive signal, they clicked on it. I suggest that you aim for at least a 5% click-through rate, right? That's a solid click-through rate. If you can get a minimum of a 5% click-through rate on all of your videos, then you are going to be successful on this platform. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? So that's the first signal. The second signal is average view duration, right? So click-through rate is you making a video that somebody wants to see. They clicked it. Average view duration shows YouTube that you're making good content because people are watching it for an extended period of time. That'll lead to people, to the algorithm pushing out your audience. And this will lead not only to your channel growing faster, but it'll lead to you actually making money on the back end faster, because you're gonna build a solid pool of people that know, like, and trust you, and that will buy whatever it is that you have to offer of your solution to their product and whatever you package that digital product in, right? So Look, you don't need millions of subscribers for this to work. You don't need hundreds of thousands of subscribers for this to work. You only need to focus on getting the right views. Member of my community, he hasn't had one video on his channel get more than 30 views. He just made $10,000, right? Another member of my community, he had been posting every single day for 2 entire years straight. Didn't get one lead or one sale from it. Well, we just made a few switches within what he's doing. Within a couple of weeks, he's starting to get some leads coming in, right? This works if you work it. So don't think of views, subscribers, all the vanity metrics and whatnot. Focus on getting in front of the right people consistently. And this is how we do it. So look, the opportunity here, like I said, it's not views. So what we're not going to do like the content creators do. Most content creators, they're focused on views. No, we're going to be focused on viewer intent. Who are those viewers that we're getting in front of? We only want to get in front of the right views, or what I like to call your avatar. Your avatar is going to be a specific individual profile, and you only make content for that person, and you'll be shocked to find out how many more people are out there that fits that profile once you're actually locked in on who it is that you're talking to. Something that I help and I coach people to do that really helped me out along my whole entire, not only contentpreneur journey, but just entrepreneurial journey in general, is that I only make stuff, whether it be content or products, for my former self. That's why so many people relate to my content, and I hear people in the comments, or I see people in my comments on a weekly basis, multiple days per week, talking about, man, it feels like you're talking to me. Get out of my head. Are you spying on me? They don't realize that I am them. I used to be them, and I only make content for me from 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, a decade ago, because now I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 10 years now, right? I only make the stuff that I wish that I had along the way, and making content consistently becomes pretty easy for me because I know what it is that I needed, right? So the content creator, they're thinking about subscribers. No. Contentpreneur, we're thinking about trust and relationship. Remember, people buy things from people that they know, like, and trust. We're only building that trust. The contentpreneurs focus on viral content. We're not. We're focused on making evergreen content that has evergreen value. Why YouTube is so powerful, it's not the views that you get today. It's the views that your channel can get weeks, months, and years from now. On a month-to-month basis, stuff that I did last year and 2 years ago always ranks in the most viewed videos per month. And the video that I post today, this is going to be getting seen for weeks, months, and years from now too. And how YouTube works also, when somebody becomes aware of you, when somebody first starts to watch your content, just by nature, if they like the stuff that you have to offer, if they like what it is that you have to say, if they like how you present, YouTube is going to start to recommend them not only your newer uploads, but they're going to start recommending your old stuff. That's why you ever notice on YouTube, you get recommended videos from 7 months ago, from a year ago, from 3 years ago. The number one guy whose YouTube channel I watch right now, I get recommended videos of him on a daily from 4, 5, and 7 years ago. That doesn't happen on short form social media platforms. So we're not thinking about virality today. We're thinking about creating a catalog of digital assets that is going to be getting viewed and consumed for forever. And I literally mean forever. If you go and you look at the first video ever uploaded on YouTube, it's called Me at the Zoo. Check the comments, you'll see that that video is getting viewed every single day, every hour on the hour by a ton of people to this point. I don't care whatever day, whatever year you happen to be watching this video. Look that video up, it's still going to be getting views today. That's YouTube. We're focused on evergreen content, not virality. We're not focused on ad revenue either. Content creators are focused on that. We're going to be focused on, and the way that I said this, because I really don't like the whole multiple streams of income that a lot of people talk about and preach about and that people aspire to have, but you will create multiple streams of revenue with what I'm going to break down in the strategy here on the back end of this video, right? But with the multiple streams of income, this is why I'm cautious on when I say this. You need to be focused on one thing, and focus stands for follow one course until successful. Most people can't make the amount of money that they want to make online because they don't have any focus. They're not focused on one. They're trying to have multiple streams. They're trying to have multiple products. They're trying to build audiences on multiple platforms, not realizing that alone is like a business in itself. They're trying to post on 4 social media platforms, not realizing that's like running 4 separate businesses. No, you're not going to be successful. You're going to lose 10 times out of 10 to the person that's focused on one. But when I say multiple streams of revenue, look, you got to think about what a stream is, right? So just imagine that this is like a river or something, right? A stream breaks off of one flow. We got to start paying attention to what these words actually mean. What is a stream? A stream breaks off from one flow. So our one flow is going to be a micro niche YouTube channel with a digital product attached to it. And then from that, yeah, we'll make our money once we have a monetized channel with some ad revenue. That's a little cherry on the top, right? That's one stream. Yeah, we can make some money from affiliate products and whatnot, but you don't want to lead with affiliates because that's somebody else's business. You want to build your own. And it makes better sense if you have your own offer that you can have some type of affiliate that goes with whatever it is that you offer, to where it's some type of no-brainer. That'll be another stream, right? Like myself, I make money in affiliates, but I don't public facing talk about anything that I'm really affiliated with. But if I'm helping people grow an online business, if I'm helping people to build a system or a funnel that has multiple products to where you focus all your traffic to one thing, but you have multiple upsells and downsells on the back end and whatnot, well, then it would make sense for me to have an affiliate with whatever it is that I'm recommending people use as far as a platform to build, right? But I'm thinking about my business first. That affiliate is a stream that goes off as something that is a logical next best step, or something that goes hand in hand with my own offering, right? Then you can have sponsorship, brand deals, whatever. You could partner up with other people, and these could all be streams from one flow. I just really had to break that down with you as far as that multiple streams of income thing, because a lot of people aren't in a position to where they should even think about multiple streams when they haven't even figured out a way to get paid with one thing, and then let that one thing basically be like the tree, the root, the foundation, and then let the branches break off from that one tree, right? And content creators, they're focused on these one-off videos, right? They're making random videos hoping that something takes off. No, with us, we're going to build a strategic system. And system, SYSTM, stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. To where we can do the work once, put it into the system, and the system will work for us 24/7, 365. That's how we get our time back, and we make more while working less. So this is how your views become money. YouTube. People discover your content. They watch your content, video after video after video. Then they start to trust you. Then you have an offer to people. We're not out here trying to sell stuff to people. We're simply making an offering to somebody that truly does need our help. And then that's where we make the income with. And then we simply just create a system to where it's very simple and easy to keep up with that system. And anytime we build on that system, it's going to compound over time. And that's how we make money. We repeat and we scale. So the views are just the beginning, but the real opportunity is building a system that turns attention into income, and that turns attention into repeatable, predictable monthly income. That's what you really want. That's the closest thing to all that passive income that everybody's shooting for, right? So the way that we do this is that we need to understand how the algorithm works. And YouTube's algorithm, what so many people that are using this as an excuse that they don't have a large audience don't realize, is that the algorithm does not reward size. It rewards value. So that's why we are living in the best time ever as a human being, because no other time in history has everybody been playing on an equal playing field. And I truly mean that. Just go look at your subscriber tab on your YouTube and scroll down it. you're gonna see so many people who you forgot even existed that you're subscribed to, that you don't watch their videos anymore. So it doesn't matter if somebody has more subscribers than you. YouTube's algorithm treats every single video on the platform individually now. So if we're focused on the right things, if we're focused on getting in front of the right people, if we're focused on building our micro niche personal brands to become an authority in a space, and that's all that we focus on, YouTube will place your videos in front of the people that are getting satisfied from your videos, right? So YouTube rewards value. What keeps people watching? Like I said, YouTube, it rewards session time. That's the key. Session time, not views. So what's keeping people on the platform? That creates those positive signals. That drives repeat value, which will build that viewer satisfaction. And then a small channel will actually outperform a larger channel. A lot of times you may not see that forward facing because most people are just looking at views. But like I mentioned, somebody in my community made $10,000 and he doesn't have one video with over 30 views. People that are just looking to get paid off of views, they don't make anywhere near $10,000 if they got 200,000 views on the month. Which one are we shooting for here, right? So you don't need a huge audience. What you need is content that delivers value and content that keeps people watching. So this is the YouTube algorithm loop. For first, you publish a video, right? Then YouTube, it will show it to a small pool of an audience. If you don't have people that have previously watched your videos yet, it'll show it to somebody to whereas it feels like they will watch it based off of their viewer behavior. That's why we need to know and be locked in on who it is that we're actually speaking to. If you have uploaded some videos and you do have some viewership, then YouTube is going to first show your videos to that small pool of people that have recently gave positive viewer signs to YouTube, right? If they like it, if they engage, if they watch, if they share, then YouTube gets those positive signal loops. Then YouTube pushes that out to more people. Then the more views, the more momentum you get. And then this loop, it just keeps on going and it just keeps on going. So how you activate this actual loop is that first it starts with the packaging of your video, the title and the thumbnail. All that you want to do is get some curiosity, right? But then the most important thing is the first 15 to 20 seconds of your video, you want to deliver on your promise, right? So all that your packaging is supposed to do, all that your title and thumbnail is supposed to do is say, hey, I promise you that you'll get this in this video. Once that gets somebody's attention, all that they want to know immediately is, are they going to get whatever it is that they clicked? If you deliver that quickly, that's the meta on YouTube. That's the fewer things that will get you the bulk of the results. That's the 20%. There's an 80-20 rule, right? In anything, you pretty much get 80% of your results from 20% of your efforts. Your title, thumbnail, and first 15 to 20 seconds on YouTube is the 20% of the things that are going to get you the bulk of your results, right? So once you get that, then you make your video relative and specific that solves a real problem for a real person in a specific audience that you want to reach. You keep these people watching because you have tight pacing, right? Cut the fluff. And don't just try to make a video longer for longer's sake. That's what those content creators are doing because they want to have a video be as long as possible so they can put more ads in the video. You ain't worried about that. And that's what a question that I get quite frequently is, how long should the videos be? They need to be however long you need them to be. I have one video that's 5.5 hours. Guess what? That video needed to be 5.5 hours. I have other videos that are 15 minutes. Guess what? That video needed to be 15 minutes. I have other videos that are 8 minutes. Guess what? That video needed to be 8 minutes. But most of my videos, around 5 minutes or so, just like this video, right? Then what you want to do is drive engagement. What a lot of people think engagement is, again, they're thinking likes and comments and all this stuff matters. It doesn't. The only metric of engagement that I really pay any attention to is shares. Because shares are bringing people to YouTube's platform. Shares is somebody seeing that I made something of value, and they're hitting that little share button and they're sending that out to bring people that are off of YouTube's platform onto YouTube's platform. And then YouTube's algorithm is going to be like, whoa, this guy's content is bringing people onto the platform. Let's show his stuff to more people like those. And I don't even have the biggest YouTube channel yet, but I get thousands of shares per week. That's the only engagement metric that I'm really focused on. That's why I don't have one single video that's saying, hey, get like, comment, subscribe, hype, make sure you hype my videos. People that are native to YouTube, they know how to do all that stuff, and they'll know if they feel like doing it, they'll do it. If you want to subscribe to somebody, you didn't subscribe to somebody because they told you to, did you? You subscribed because you felt like it. You didn't like somebody's stuff because they told you to, did you? You liked because you wanted to show support and because you liked it. You didn't comment because they told you to. You commented because you wanted to, or you had something to say, or you felt like it. You didn't hype something because somebody, yeah, you did it because you felt like it, right? But that share right there, if you only focus on truly adding value to somebody, they will share your content, and that will have a compounding effect over time as well. And this all works as well when we're focused on uploading consistently, right? So the algorithm doesn't care about your subscriber count. Remember, everybody, people that have 2 million subscribers, people that have 200 subscribers, we're all playing on the same even playing field right now. It cares about viewer satisfaction, and it cares about viewer session time. So how do we get these views from the right people in order to monetize with our offers? Well, the views, just like the money in your digital products, comes from solving problems. The faster that you can really get this instilled and burned into your membrane, the better and more successful you will be. All views come from solving problems, and all dollars to be made off of those views on the back end are made by solving problems. So think about this. For one, YouTube is a discovery platform, and YouTube is the biggest streaming platform, period. It's bigger than Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, all that stuff. But YouTube is also a search engine. So YouTube is a discovery engine and a search platform. And people come to YouTube to solve problems. They come to YouTube to learn things. They come to YouTube to get better results. And your job is to create the best answer for them for where they are right now. All right? So think about this. This means people, they search what they need. All right? They have a problem or a goal that they're trying to achieve. You want to present the solution. Your videos or the catalog of videos that you create are going to be showing them how. They get results from your video, which leads to trust. They'll like, they'll view, they'll subscribe, they'll share. Then YouTube, they'll recommend you more. So there's 6 big problems or categories that people always search. They're, for one, they're looking to achieve a goal, right? Whether it's lose weight, make money, build a business, get fit, romantic issues. Have a member of my community that just joined. She's helping women who are in toxic parenting relationships, peacefully coexisting, co-parenting and whatnot. Like, people, they're looking for these solutions to their problems. They have a goal, right? People come on YouTube to learn something. This is where we make those how-to, those tutorials, those deep dives, those simply explain type things, those new skills, those new features, or whatever's hot, right? They come on YouTube to fix a problem. They come on YouTube to make a decision, right? Some people, they may want to review something. They may want to compare something. They may be looking for what's the best option, what's the best choice. People come to YouTube to get inspired. They want to hear about somebody's ideas. They want to hear about somebody's low moments. They want to be motivated. They want to be inspired. Something that I really like to do right here, which are some of my favorite videos to actually make, because they come from a real space. And I got to figure out a way to stop crying when I do this. Last couple I made, I'd be crying. I guess because it takes me back mentally to the place, and I can feel it in real time. But stories, right? Stories really, really connect with people. And the last one, which we don't want to really be focused too much on, but we do need to have a little bit of of entertainment in there, people, they come on YouTube to be entertained, right? So there's 3 main buckets to where this will work for you. And well, there's really 4 main buckets. So you have health, you have wealth, you have relationships, right? These are the 3 keys to really make money with the micro niche YouTube channel and using that to drive traffic to your digital products. The 4th one is entertainment. But it's hard to make it in the entertainment business. And in order to make any money on the entertainment business, you have to get a whole lot of views. So that's why I say to focus and lock in on one of these 3. And any problem that somebody has, typically there's a way to position it to where it locks in to one of these 3 right here. But I still have entertainment here because we do need to have a little bit of entertaining value in our content. I call it edutainment, right? Educational content with a little bit of entertaining value. But that's why you need to know who it is that you're talking to and who it is that you're speaking to, because you'll know what's entertaining to them. You don't got to do a whole lot of goofy stuff out here on the internet. So if your videos help somebody do one of these 6, then YouTube will show it to more people that are looking for the same solution. And remember this, I said YouTube literally has a paid team that is working on doing this, because the more successful people are on the platform, as far as a view standpoint, the more money YouTube makes. So you find these problems that are worth solving a few ways. For one, remember, YouTube is the 2nd biggest search engine on the planet behind Google, who owns YouTube, right? Use the YouTube search bar. Think about it. You use the YouTube search bar quite often, but nobody uses it for research purposes. So something that I do, especially when I was first starting off on my YouTube journey, I was typing stuff into the search bar. Whatever my niche, whatever my keyword is, whatever it is that I wanted to talk about, I would put how to insert blank, and then I would put the letter A and let it auto-populate. YouTube's literally showing me what people are typing word for word in the search bar. Then I would put how to insert whatever it is, B. Then I would delete the B, let C, let it auto-populate. I would do that all the way through the alphabet on so many things and topics that I wanted to talk about, and I would let YouTube auto-complete. It's giving me real-time information about what real people are searching for. Another thing that you can do, read these comments, especially on large channels. A lot of times people, they're not responding to their comments, and that's a gold mine, because these are real questions that people have that's an information gap from the video that they just watched. Read those comments. So look for those questions, look for those struggles. And you can read comments on other platforms as well. But I highly advise that the stuff that you want to talk about, go watch videos about the subject, look at all the questions in the comments, and you make those videos answering those questions, because obviously the creator that they were watching didn't. You can check trends, right? So you can use the home screen on YouTube. You can search for Google Trends. There's a website that you can use called Answer the Public, answerthepublic.com. On Answer the Public, you can literally type in anything within any niche, and it's going to give you back all the top search questions that people are searching for each day. It's going to give you the who questions, the what questions, the why questions, right? You can use something like answerthepublic.com. You could join communities, whether that be Reddit groups, Facebook groups, Discord, school, whatever groups, and you can see what people are struggling with within those actual groups. And then you pick out those problems that you can solve, that you're qualified and that you do have some passion about. I used to be one of those entrepreneurs that would say dumb stuff like, forget your passion, we can get to our passions later, we got to make money first. I'm so against that right now. I'm so purpose-led right now. And I'm so glad that I found a place to where I can make what I call peaceful, passionate, purposeful profits. Like, you want to make sure that this is something that you want to talk about, so you don't end up building a cage for yourself to where you're making money doing something that you hate, because I did that years ago on my entrepreneurial journey, and it sucked, and I had nobody to blame except for myself. So, and then what you want to do is that you want to position your solution as the best. So be clear and specific. Clarity always beats cleverness. So many people are trying to be entirely too cool, entirely too witty, and entirely too clever instead of just being clear and specific. Specificity sells, and specificity builds an audience. So promise a specific result in your title and thumbnail, and then remember, the first 15 to 20 seconds, all that you want to do is deliver on the promise of that title and thumbnail. Be complete and helpful. So if you're giving a solution, give it step by step and make sure your solution actually solves the problem. Do not worry about giving away too much stuff for free. That's what a lot of people are worried about. They're like, well, if I tell everything for free, why would somebody pay for something? They don't realize that you giving away the sauce is the reason why they would pay for something. And it's a win-win situation for everybody. Majority of people ain't gonna do nothing with the information anyways. If somebody does get a result for free off of some of your free content, they're gonna feel indebted to you. They're gonna come back, they're gonna tell you how they got this great result, how you changed your life or whatnot. Well, now guess what? You got social proof that you can use in your marketing, in your message, on your sales page that shows, hey, stuff that I talk about, it gets results. And then those people that are so wowed from your free content, they're gonna be like, man, if they're giving this away for free, what am I gonna get when they pay? And then that's gonna be a customer as well. There's no way that you can lose with this. But in this also, make sure that you make it easy to understand, all right? Keep it simple, clear, beginner friendly, and make it easy to follow. Again, a lot of people are trying to be way too complex, and a lot of people are trying to sound smart. One of my favorite Jay-Z lyrics, he said, I dumbed down for my audience and doubled my dollars. They criticize me for it, yet they all yell holler. If skills sold, truth be told, I'd probably be lyrically Talib Kweli. Truthfully, I want to rhyme like common sense, but I sold 5 million. I ain't been rhyming like common sense, right? What Jay-Z was saying is that he can have a lot of complexities in his rhymes, and he used to before he turned into Jay-Z. He simplified his message so the audience could comprehend what he was saying. Boom, he turned into Jay-Z, who's now a billionaire, who got Beyonce as a wife and Blue Ivy and all the kids, right? So make sure that you're meeting people where they are. And a good way that you can do this is don't say a lot of industry jargon. Make sure that it's easy, simple, and clear to hear. And then you want to keep them watching. So you hook them early, which is the first most important part of your YouTube videos, the first 15 to 20 seconds, and then keep your content engaging throughout. And then you'll help deliver results. You'll help viewers actually get results so they can trust you and they can come back, and you'll start to become a trusted authority within your space. So focus on solving real problems better than anyone else. And when you solve that problem, YouTube, they'll send you the traffic. So the way that you make content worth actually recommending, you make something that I call epic expert content, right? I'll get to that a little later. But your click-through rate, remember, that's the most important. You're making something that people want to watch. The click shows that. So the higher the click-through rate, your title and thumbnail, the more people are watching your videos. That's really majority of people's issue on YouTube. Remember, I said a good target a good target metric to shoot for is a 5% click-through rate. That'll change everything for majority of people. And they don't see it that way. If you just get 2% better, if you have a 2.5% click-through rate, getting 2% better isn't just getting 2% better. It's doubling your views. And if you get an initial spike, then that's going to push it out to more people. That's why I said that is the big meta on YouTube, the 80-20 rule. That's the 20% of things that'll give you the biggest result. So if you're not getting at least a 5% click-through rate, switch up your packaging. When I first was starting off, I would be sitting there like a hawk, looking at when I had absolutely no audience, no viewership, and videos was getting like 37 views, if that. I'm like, okay, this first hour, I'm looking at this click-through rate. It's a 2.5, I'm changing it. It bumped up to, now it's a 2.8, I'm changing it. I got a 3.7, okay, it's rising, but it dipped to a 3.2, I'm changing it. Oh, I got a 5, cool. I started to see pretty much instant results, and All I was doing was just changing the thumbnails, right? So the other key signal, remember, watch time. That's the second biggest metric. But the real metric that nobody's focused on is session time. So the longer that you keep people on the platform, it helps YouTube and it helps yourself, because you start to get what I call the binge and buy effect, right? Remember, people buy things from people that they know, like, and trust. So if you do this strategy, or you build a flywheel, what I'm going to break down later on in this video, you'll get this crazy compounding effect to where you'll accumulate a ton of watch hours, and people watch video after video after video after video. When they get to the point, they're gonna buy because they believe in you as somebody that can actually help them. And remember again, the shares, those shares send those strong signals to YouTube. Those shares are the thing that's showing that you really do have valuable content. Those shares is helping the algorithm push your stuff out, because you're bringing more people that weren't even on YouTube at the time onto the platform, right? So YouTube's goal is to keep people on the platform. Your goal is the same. You just want to make content that people enjoy to watch, and it's pretty simple to do. Just focus on these three things, all right? I have 4 right here, but you just need to focus on improving your CTR, increasing your watch time, and increasing your session time. A byproduct of that is that more people share your content. So focus on creating that content that people love. You'll get those signals, you'll reach more people. A byproduct of that is that you'll be making more income, because not only will you be reaching more people, you'll be reaching more of the right people. And all that we need to do is consistently show up for the right people. We don't need to show up for everybody. And you do that by creating what I call the YouTube flywheel. And this was a game changer for me. I started to implement this as I was actually studying Jeff Bezos. And I learned that Jeff Bezos, he had built Amazon off of this concept called a flywheel. And I was like, man, I need to create a flywheel for myself. And this is the YouTube flywheel. So here, everything starts with our avatar, right? And then we only make content for our avatar. Well, when we do that, YouTube starts to categorize our content. And now the algorithm knows who to place our content in front of. That's so many people's problem, is that they're making so much random content about so many things that YouTube doesn't know who to place their content in front of, and YouTube is attempting to place it in front of different people at different times. That's why it's hard for somebody to build an audience, because they're not making a video for the same avatar over and over and over again. And YouTube treats each video like its own independent asset. So if you make a video about your personal problems in this video, and then you make a video about the problem that you actually solve in this video, and then you make a video about working out in this video, YouTube's not sending that all to the same person. YouTube's sending that out to different people. So when I tell people to do this, they think that they have to make the same video time after time after time after time. I'm like, no, you don't. You can talk about whatever it is that you actually do want to talk about. Just make sure that you can position it in a way that all ties back into the problem that you actually solve, so YouTube knows who to place your content in front of, and so you can start to dominate your niche and become the trusted authority about what it is that you do. But when YouTube starts to categorize your content, then it starts to use its organic traffic sources, which will be the home screen, which will be the suggested bar over to the side when you're watching videos, which will be at the end of the videos when videos get suggested to you, which will be you popping up in search results, which will be the external traffic from those shares, right? And which will be external traffic from Google, because have you ever Googled something and YouTube videos pop up? And even now, AI, you ever look something up on AI and YouTube videos pop up, right? That's all organic traffic sources that will let YouTube then put your videos and your content in front of more people that fits your avatar demographic or your avatar profile, right? So you take this YouTube flywheel here, and then we create another flywheel that goes with it, to where we have our digital product. Let me make this a little smaller here. We have our digital product, right? That's where we make the money. Then our avatar gets their transformation. which is simply just a result. People, they don't want more information. The people, they want transformation, which will lead into somebody becoming what I call an evangelist. Anytime I say evangelist, I know that it may sound like a religious term or something like that, but I'm basically just meaning an ambassador. But even in any religious scripture, what is an evangelist? It's somebody that got a result, they got the transformation that they wanted, and then they go and spread the word. That's the same thing that'll happen with you. Once you actually deliver people their transformation, their result, right? You start to get those testimonials and whatnot. You start to get that good word of mouth marketing. With this flywheel, you start to get a compounding effect. And when you're building on YouTube, your YouTube channel starts to compound over time as well. You just have this crazy digital asset that's monetizing not only on the front end from the views that you're getting from YouTube, which is just a little cherry on top, but you start to build this behemoth on the back end as far as the compounding effect of your digital products and your digital business tied to the front end of your basically digital pay for itself marketing system. It gets really, really crazy. All right. So how this works, this flywheel, again, everything starts with our avatar. We got to know who it is that we're talking to, because clarity creates focus, right? We only create content for that avatar. That relevance starts to build that connection. Then, like I said, YouTube categorizes your content. Algorithm starts to get those signals. YouTube identifies your avatar's profile, so now it knows who to place your content in front of. YouTube uses all of its traffic sources. You start to get this massive distribution engine. You get not only more views, but you get more of the right views, because 100% of your views are all going to be from the right people. You're not getting random views, right? Then that flywheel, it compounds and it compounds and it compounds. And that's how you get the algorithm to work in your favor. And this works if you work it. And that's how that attention becomes income. So you get this whole flywheel effect. Once you put this together, you just have this whole huge flywheel of your content, getting you the right attention, which is building your trust and authority, which is all leading to your product, which is giving people true transformation, which is all building those ambassadors for yourself, which is all leading to more content. This stuff, it starts to compound on itself, and this flywheel just starts to get faster and get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it builds on itself, right? So this is why small audiences win. This is why members in my community are winning in their spaces. Like I said, $10,000 doesn't even have one video with 30 views because of this. I don't even have the biggest channel yet. So what? My main inspiration on YouTube was a guy that had like 5 to 6, maybe 7,000 subscribers. He was making $30,000 a month. 2 years later, he now has like 40 something subscribers, but he makes 6 figures per month. 6 figures per month. 40,000 subscribers. That's not a big YouTube channel. You can do more with less if you're only focused on getting the right attention, building the deeper connection, converting a percentage of that connection, having more impact. That's how you actually build your income. All right. So how it is, I call it the triple I. So it all starts with you having an impact. That will build your influence. What's a byproduct of that is that you'll start to get the income that you want. And then you actually start to move within your purpose. You actually start to make money with something that you're passionate about. And you can actually make more while working less because you're focused on the few instead of the many. And you don't have to do this alone. If you want to turn your YouTube into a digital product sales system, then go ahead and click the link down in the description, join this Credit at the Top community, and I'll see you on the inside. And go ahead and check out this video right here for an entire free course on how to get this model working for yourself. It's Credit at the Top.